Hello everyone, it's Mish here. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for stopping by today, all my crafty friends and kindred spirits. Today, you guessed it, is another week in the Margarete Miller Collage Challenge 2024. So this is a challenge that Margarete Miller sets prompts for a weekly collage, and you can find it on her website, Mellow Miller. This is week 47, and the prompts this week are something purple. Oh, isn't that funny? As I said that, I have a purple page. Block print or all caps, a famous city, a music symbol, some graph paper, and bonus is a game or puzzle piece. So if you are new, all the pages in my current collage is in my playlist on my channel, which is Margarete Miller 2024. So this was last week, and this is this week. So I was trying to rack my brain about a city. I wanted to remember a city that I've been to. I've been fortunate to have traveled a lot. And I kept coming back to a city that maybe might not be that unique, that, you know, a lot of people will think about it. But my mother's been on my mind lately, and I wanted to kind of do a page in memory, not in memory of her, but just of that I've had some nice memories. So the city that I've chose is Paris. I was fortunate enough back when I lived in the UK. So I live in Halifax, Nova Scotia, but for about 12 years I lived in the UK. So when I was there, my mother would come and visit, and I was fortunate enough one time that she was there to be able to take her to Paris. So that's what I'm kind of going for this collage. Now for my bonus, the game or puzzle, I'm going to use this page from, this is a Yahtzee. It says dice game, but it's for Yahtzee. I got this at the dollar store as I ran out of Yahtzee pages. So I'm just thinking I want to stick my prompts under something. So I think maybe I'll stick it under there. Yeah, so we're going to use this. I love playing, well, I haven't so much played games lately, but I've always been an avid game player. When you grow up in very rural Nova Scotia, where there's not a lot of other activities going on, particularly in the winter, games become your friend for sure. So I'm thinking something like that for my background. So these background papers all have some purple, different shades of purple. And funny thing is I went through this purple phase in the summer, if you remember, and I was doing a lot of things in purple. And then I kind of stopped. I don't know how to phrase it, because it wasn't a conscious thing. It's just I was picking up papers that I liked in different shades that were purple. So when I went to try and find some background paper, I couldn't find anything that was purple. And it wasn't because I used it all up. I think it was, I don't know what it was. So I had to really look, shape runner's getting, for things that were purple hued. I think some of it is that my craft room is very small, and I've taken a couple bins of my, I want it this way to cover that, to cover those words. Oops, and that, I want that straight on with that line, or it'll look funny. Okay, so I just need to cover that a little bit. So The image that I chose for Paris is this one here. This was from a DigiKit that I've had a long time because I was doing a little scrapbook thing of Paris, so I had a bunch of cutouts. And my graph paper, I'm going to use as a background, but I'm going to put that on after, because I think what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to do a little bit of background stamping. So I don't do this, I haven't done this in a long time as far as the background goes. I do some stamping, but I'd like to just kind of do a few background things. I did take a bunch of my ink pads, I can't think this morning, ink pads, and I just auditioned them on a scrap paper to see what hues that I like. And I liked this very old Stampin' Up! Perfect Plum and this Archival Petunia were kind of the purples that I felt went with this theme. I also dug out some of these are passport stamps. I've had this quite a long time too. I just got it off Amazon, and they're already inked stamps just for playing with passports and stuff. So I grabbed the Paris one, and I said to myself, I'll use this if it's purple, and I like the purple, and lo and behold, it is purple, and I do like it. It kind of goes with this here, so that might make an appearance. So I'm going to start with this color here, and I just pulled out some of my background stamps. So I have this one here, again, I've had this a long time. It's called Bitty Grunge, Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous. So I'm going to use a few stamps from there. Particularly, I am going to use this little circle stamp, and I just want to go faintly in the background so that you can hardly see it. So, kind of like that, just subtly push some of this whiteness into the back, and most of it will get covered up. There we go. I don't want to overdo it. And then, so then the other ones that I have are just some graph paper. So I thought we could do a little bit of clustered images. This is Friday morning. I usually try to do this on Saturdays, this collage, but I have a lot of things planned for this weekend, such as getting out more of my Christmas videos. So I've already put out a video on a mini flip, and part 1, and I want to get part 2 out tomorrow. Well, actually, it would have been yesterday. When you film ahead, it kind of gets confusing for me. I do want to use this. This is just a text stamp, just a little poem or something to push that, or to add to that. Little clusters. I really like how that looks. I love text stamps. They just make me happy. I could have text all over it. Okay, so we'll go with that. And then I have one other little graph paper stamp to just add to that. All right. So I think we'll stop there because we could always add more after we get our focal points on there. Okay. And I am, for this one, going to do a little distressing, but I'm not, I usually use Vintage Photo. Actually, I think I will. Vintage Photo is my favorite. One. So I'm going to take these little bits of graph paper, and I'm just going to distress the edge just a little bit, just so that they'll stand out from one another. Because what I want to do with these is create a little layered background for the Eiffel Tower. when we went there, it was in the spring. And Paris in the springtime was lovely. We went to the gardens and we got on the hop-on, hop-off bus. And we used that from the time it started in the morning until the last. We'd get on and off, and I think we had the two-day pass. Okay, so I'm just gonna layer this up a little bit. Maybe a little bit like, kind of like a basket weave maybe. Like a little bit. Because what I'm thinking is this graph paper. Kind of like that. And then I'm going to put the Eiffel Tower on it as just to let it stand out a little bit. I'm just going to ink this a little bit more. Okay, so we're going to start with the one that's in the back. I don't like that. How did I have that? Maybe a little bit like that looks good. Yeah, why not? Okay, so I'm just going to use some glue because it's going to be easier to get this down. I try to avoid a lot of liquid in this journal just because it does cause your pages to warp. And yes, I could use a glue stick, but not a big fan. I find I just get it all over my fingers. Okay. And then something like that would be fine. And a little bit straight. Okay, so there's that. So then I want to get this down. And I'm thinking about there. But my text in block letters, wherever my thing went, so something purple, oh, my block print are all caps. I found this tag that I had printed out, and I thought this would be perfect because the Wanderlust is all caps. A strong desire or urge to wander or travel and explore the world. That defines me, for sure. So I was kind of thinking of putting that underneath there, like so. Like that. And then, what else? Oh, my music. So I've got just a bit of music that I want to get down here. I'm thinking maybe like that. I just ripped this out of something. One of the music books I have. So we'll get that down. Can't believe we're on week 47. So that brings me to next year. So I'm thinking that I will do this next year, but I'm kind of thinking I have in mind a format that I'd like to do. So next week, if I think about it, or maybe before we finish here, I'll dig out my last year's. Thinking I could cut that out. Yeah, so I'm going to cut this butterfly out if I can find my scissors. I'm just going to cut that out because I can add this butterfly on there. Yeah, I like that better. And then can have that kind of tucked somewhat like that. Okay, and then this. So yeah, so I'm thinking about different formats. So my first year last year I used a Moleskine journal. So it was about 5.5 by 8. And then when you opened it, I did sort of two pages for one collage. And then this year, I've done this format, so it's one page. And so I'm thinking about next year, and I have a couple ideas of how to do it a little bit differently. So I'd love to hear your ideas and see what you think about it. Okay, so I've got those, and then I went to a sticker pad that I haven't had out for quite a long time, and there's this. It all starts with a dream, although I should use that before I tack things down. So I could have put it under here. Let's see. Get this up. So I'm thinking about layering this, and it's purple too, under there. I like how that looks. And then I can put my music kind of here. So I like that. And then I also have this Paris that I want to stamp there. And Melanie sent me in some Happy Mail, some travel stamps that I'd like to use a couple of those too. So, but I want to get down a couple more things. Now here is some little bits of graph paper. So there's a purple bit that I could stick down, and then there was this flower that is on a clear background. So I thought that would be a subtle thing to stick in there. So let's get that down. I like that. And then I think I would need something up there. So I'll put a smaller one of those same flowers just up. Oh, but I want it at a different angle. So up there with that little cluster. So I like how that looks, and it doesn't dominate the page. And then let's see what else we can find. I picked up this a long time ago. Michael's at one point had all these Happy Planner sticker books. They were on sale for like $5. Oh, here, look, there's a bunch of stars, and that's purple. So let's add this into the mix. I think we could put that right here alongside this tag. Like there. That kind of lets the tag stand out a bit. So I grabbed a whole bunch, but I've never seen these on sale again. Oh, here's Chester coming. It's regular. Here's me talking. And then I have important and check it off. I kind of like this check it off. So check it off your list. And I could just go down here maybe. Check it off. Check it off that list. Speaking of checking off the list, I hope you guys have not been naughty this year, because you want to be on the nice list. What's this say? So many plans. Do all the things. I just wanted a little kind of something for up top there. I could just go with another flower from that. These ones here are somewhat the same, but they have gold, actually rose gold. So I think I'll use this one. There's a bit of green in it, but there's some nice purple flowers in there too. And I think I'll put that sort of up there. It kind of hides in there, but from my angle, you can see it quite well. I could move it, although it's stuck down now. Okay, so I think I'm good with the stickers. So now I just want to add a couple more stamps. So I'm just going to get this down. Hi, Chesser. Yeah, how are you? Yeah. He says it must be 7 o'clock. 5 to 7. So I was up early well, I usually am up early, but I've had my shower and thought I'd come in here for a little bit before I have to start work. And but he doesn't get fed his wet food. He always has dry food until around 7 o'clock. So he just has an internal clock when he knows it's coming up to his breakfast. Okay, so let's get that down and get this. I don't need to weld this down. I just want it so that the edges aren't going to catch on things when I turn my page or whatnot. Okay, so we're just going to finish up with a couple stamps. So we're going to do the Paris stamp, and I'm thinking that I want that maybe here, up here, maybe up in this cluster. I think I'll put it right there. Okay, so we've got that. And then I wanted to use this Arrival, but with the block letters. I kind of liked this one too that says The Adventure Begins. So I thought I'd do that in black. And I was thinking I might put it down there. Let's see. Get the center. Oh, I'm finding it hard to get that center of it. Sometimes you have to, there we go. Sometimes you have to take it off and just reposition it. And I don't want this to take right over. And it doesn't really matter, I guess, if it doesn't all stamp. I'm thinking right here would be good. Okay. So I wanted to get that down, and then I wanted to do a couple of these little round ones, maybe Arrival. This one here for up here. So we've arrived. Oh, and this, I always try to send postcards when I go away to myself and to other people. So this is a good little postal stamp one. Oh yeah, that's nice. And I think we'll stick that there. I like that. I might actually put that down here too, by this Paris passport stamp. Yeah, that looks nice. And I could just keep going adding things because, oh look, there's this little enjoy, and that's in all caps too. So let's enjoy our journey, enjoy our day, enjoy our life. I think that's good. So we've got all the prompts. I'm just going to double check. We have something purple, block or all caps. We have a famous city, some music symbols, some graph paper, and a puzzle or game piece. And we've got the background. So I'm so glad that you have stopped by today. I want to thank you very much. There was a new Daphne's Diary that went out on Friday. It was short and sweet, but I think it was really cute. And I put out my mini album, which would have been just this Thursday past, and I'm putting out part 2, which would be Saturday, which would be tomorrow when you see this. And I will be doing some of my Christmas journal this week. So I hope you check those ones out. If you did like this, I'd love to have a like. And if you haven't subscribed, that would be fantastic. And for all of you, my friends, my kindred spirits, I thank you so much for being with me on this journey. And, you know, just your persistence, I guess, or your commitment to watching and leaving a comment. So thank you very, very much. But until we meet again, I hope you stay safe and well, and bye for now.